Hey, movie lovers. You can enjoy Real Nerds Podcast in many ways. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. There you'll find articles and the podcast. You can go to our YouTube channel, and you will see the Real Nerds Pod Show. We're also on Blue Sky. Hey, did you know Facebook is still a thing for people? Yep, we're on there too. We are also on Threads. There are many ways to interact with us. All our film adventures are posted on Instagram. If you have a social media account, you can find the Real Nerds Podcast.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds!
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Real Nerds Podcast, where every week we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, we saw The Drama. I don't know how to say that, obviously.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll recommend the film or not. Play the trailer, then spoil. And this movie actually does have spoilers in it.
A big spoiler, I think.
Yeah. We also talk about movies we watched throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching. And I'm going to check my email. I'm pretty sure Corinne sent us something for this week. So strap in, hold on, and hit the hyperspace flying machine going to the movies.
Am I supposed to?
No,
Okay.
insert cricket noise there.
Okay.
Insert cricket noise. Brad, how you been? You sound better since the last time I saw you.
That's true. Good month-long recovery.
Yeah, mine took forever.
Still have a little bit of a cough coming, but yeah. I'm glad to be back up to at least 95%.
And your 95% is everybody else's 100.
That's right. Maybe even 110.
Probably.
Maybe to 120.
I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's true.
Ryan Frost, Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, how you been?
Good. Can't complain. All I do is work and watch movies and
That's the life.
and play video games. You know, it's what I do.
Got it made. You have to achieve anything else in life at this
I
point.
really don't. I have a
Reach
cool
the top.
kid. my wife is awesome.
Speaking of marriages,
Yeah.
what movie we seen this week?
I already said The Drama.
Oh, whoopsie do.
I guess Brad doesn't pay attention to anything I say. I could say anything right
Because
now.
I've been like, I was like, oh, I should probably bring up my letterbox so when we get to the what we've been watching part, I'm not like fumbling around.
I mean, I could say anything right now, like, you're a complete tool.
That's right, I am.
That's an old Wayne's World 2 joke where they go and see Handsome Dan, and it's, who? He's on The Simpsons. Not Dan Castellaneta, not Hank Azaria. Who's the other?
Harry Shearer?
Yeah, it's Harry Shearer. Ism, and you know he's just like this, like small guy, and they go, "Oh, hi, Handsome Dan," and so they're on the radio show, and he's not listening to him. He's just going, yep, and they say we could say anything right now, like you're a complete tool, and it's really funny. So yeah, we just like movies. I got
Yeah.
really nothing cool to report. Kind of a mellow week.
Yeah, I too have just been working.
Yeah.
And then, still waiting to hear back on Fan Expo, so.
Yeah, hopefully. This year we're flashing back to the 80s.
80s, 90s.
80s, 90s, where we're going to do a talk show kind of style thing from like Wayne's World, like in the basement. I envision it like the early 90s Conan O'Brien, where it's kind of, wood paneling, a couch, a desk. Wood paneling, obviously optional, but just saying that,
You actually have some in your
I
basement.
do. I was going to take it down, but it was glued. And when I started taking it down, it was pulling the drywall, so I just left it up.
Dang. Yeah, I wish you had taken it down because then I have something for the backdrop that would be.
Yeah.
Because, my other option is to pay for vinyl, and that's like
Oh, yeah.
$200. So I don't know if I want to do that. We could paint it. Might not look right, but
Yeah.
it's right there.
I know.
I tried to look for it online, just like that, and I can't find any.
Yeah, it doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
Probably because it's made with, it's probably asbestos and shit in it.
It's 100% pure asbestos, flattened.
Yeah. But yeah, I was, because I didn't, I mean, it looks cool because I was kind of going like, oh, we'll keep the 80s vibe. I said, but then I can just drill in the supports into the wall. And when I went to pull it off, it literally, this dust came out. I go, oh, maybe I'll just leave it. Because then I didn't want to repair a wall and,
Yeah. It's like dust that like has a curse in it. You become the mummy or something.
Yeah. So dodge that. Should I do this? Yeah, I'm going to give the listeners a treat. And by listeners, I mean Corinne. Corinne sent in a Showtime this week. I wonder what Corinne has to say.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime where I tell you all about something cool I've been watching lately. This week, I'm back on my Star Wars bullshit with the new animated show, Maul Shadow Lord. Yeah, so there are going to be 10 episodes in this first season. Only 4 episodes are out right now. So I'm only going to talk about the show from that perspective. I know there will probably be more episodes out by the time you all hear this, but just know that I'm only talking about the first 4 episodes of the show. I have a lot to say, so I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis of what the show is about. I'm going to give you my thoughts coming into the show, like, was I excited for it or not? And then I'm going to give you what I don't like and then what I do like about the show so far. Again, 4 of the 10 episodes are out right now. So, yeah. So Maul Shadow Lord is set, I'm guessing it's about 2 or 3 years after the end of the Clone Wars, the rise of the Empire. Maul, who ended up surviving the events of Phantom Menace, if you haven't seen the animated shows, he became a crime lord during the Clone Wars, but he was like disgraced and cast out or something. He fell from power. And now in this new show, he is taking revenge on these crime syndicates and the crime bosses who betrayed him. And we are mostly set on this one planet, Janix, and there's a police captain who starts investigating what's going on. And then there are 2 Jedi, a master and an apprentice, who apparently survived Order 66. They're also on Janix. The apprentice gets captured by Maul. He wants her to become his new apprentice. And, so there's a lot of moving parts. And I really like that about the show. I'll get into it more later. But I really like the show and how there are all these different factions and they all kind of don't like each other. But they all also kind of recognize, like, enemy of my enemy is my friend, and we have bigger fish to fry, namely the Empire, because a lot of the factions, like, don't like the Empire, don't want, like, Sidious and the Inquisitors and Stormtroopers, like, coming in, so they're like, we'll just handle this ourselves, like, so I really like that so far. Although we know, from the trailers, we do know that, like, the Stormtroopers and the Inquisitors and stuff are going to show up, and I'm kind of excited for that. But, so coming into Maul Shadow Lord, when they announced it last year, I actually wasn't excited for it at all. It might surprise you to hear, but I don't like Maul as a character. I think he was okay in the Clone Wars, and I kind of liked the bit we saw of him in Rebels, but after that, I was like, his arc is done. It's over. Like, we see, what happened to him after the events of the Phantom Menace. We see, this growth or whatever, and what happens to him, because he does die during the events of Rebels. And I'm like, do I need to see more of Maul? Like, I'm really getting tired of so many Clone Wars and Clone Wars era characters just, like, continuing on and just, like, popping up in everything now. We had Ahsoka, we've got Bo-Katan Kryze, Saw Gerrera, Maul, like, they're just in everything, both live action and animation, so I had complicated feelings about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this show, and maybe I'll wait until, like, all the episodes are out, and then I'll binge it. And I had seen the first trailer and I wasn't really impressed with it. I was just like, man, whatever. But then I saw, when the first 2 episodes dropped, I didn't watch them initially, but I saw clips, I saw a new trailer, and I was like, oh, maybe this isn't that bad. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll check it out. And so then the next 2 episodes, so like the first 4 episodes were out all at once for me, since I waited a week, and I was like, you know what, I'll just watch all of them, and I'll see where the show's at and how it's going so far, and if I like it, I'll keep watching it, and if I don't like it, I won't keep watching it. And honestly, I have to report, I really like it. Okay, no, maybe not really like it. I do like it so far. Like I said, I like how there's all these different factions, and they are all kind of like, they all have these very strenuous relationships with each other, but they all also recognize that they have a common enemy. And it's like, I don't know how much to say, because I don't know what I want to spoil, but, so there are 2 things about the show so far that I don't like, and they both kind of boil down to the idea of like, the writers or the animators or whoever were like, hold up, like, we're cooking here, like, let us cook, and then they just keep doing the same thing over and over again to the point where it gets so watered down that it becomes either a trope or it's like it's lost all of its effect. So the first instance of that is the characters and the character dynamics. We have the Star Wars trope of, the kind of special child or special young woman who like can't be hurt, can't be, like all the bad guys have to capture them alive. Like we had Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian. We had Omega in The Bad Batch, Leia in the Kenobi spinoff, and then now, and Osha in The Acolyte. And then now we have, her name is Devin in the show. She's the Jedi apprentice that Maul wants to corrupt and to bring over to his side. But she's definitely modeled after Darth Talon. So I'm like, we kind of all know where this is going. That she's going to basically become Darth Talon from the EU, but kind of like Disney's version of it, just like Disney had their own version of Thrawn. I swear, like anything cool from the EU, Disney has to bring over, and the execution is kind of like, like sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's bad. But yeah, so she's definitely going to become his apprentice, and okay, I'll get into that later. So we have the special child or special young woman that nobody can like mess with. Rey also arguably falls into this trope. And then we also have a lot of like the like shots. Like it's almost like the animators came up with like this really cool concept, and then they were like, this is so cool, like let's keep doing it, and then they keep doing it to the point where it gets so watered down that it loses all of its effect. And the best example I can give you is like at the very end of the first episode, Devin is in a cell at the police headquarters. Maul is breaking in because he's trying to find this crime lord, and he has been looking for this apprentice, but he doesn't know who she is or what she looks like or anything. That he just kind of like senses her in the Force, and he goes to her cell and he realizes like, oh, this is her, this is my new apprentice. And he opens the cell door, and there's like this red light in the police precinct because they're on high alert. And the way like his shadow with like the horns on his head like comes into the room and like covers her in shadow, and you just see like these little like tiny glimmers in her eyes, and she just like very scared way says Maul, and the music swells, and it's a really great moment, and a really great way to end the first episode. But then they keep doing it. They keep doing the same, like, I know it's called Shadow Lord, but it's like, really, you had a cool shot, and they just keep doing it. It's like, his shadow is always, especially the part of his head with the horns and stuff, like, they just keep doing it where his head casts a shadow on her or on something. And they've done it now 4 different times, including the one in the first episode. And I'm like, each time you do it, you keep watering it down, and you're almost becoming a trope of yourself. So yeah. And they keep doing the same thing with some of the establishing shots, like at the police precinct. They had this cool one where it was like an overhead, because the police precinct kind of looks like the Seattle Space Needle, and they keep doing this cool overhead shot, but then they were like, oh no, we can't keep doing that. And then now they keep doing a different angle of it, but they've used it like 3 or 4 times now. So I'm like, really? So that said, there are a lot of things about the show I really, really like so far. First is all the new characters. Like, again, I'm not a big fan of Maul, but I knew once they announced that he was like the protagonist, I'm like, you can't have like a Star Wars show about Maul without there also being some kind of more heroic characters in there to kind of contrast him and to give the audience somebody to root for. So I really like the police captain. He's played by Hector Mora of Narcos fame. He's also the voice actor for the wolf in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I really like Master Daki. That's Devin's Jedi Master. He, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's the guy from the Allstate commercials. He played the president in 24. Like, he has a very iconic voice. He's really cool. And Devin, they haven't given her too much to do yet. But I do appreciate at least that, you know, she's got room to grow. And I like, there are a lot of like new droid characters. There's this one police lieutenant. His name is Two Boots. He's really cool. There's this like spy droid who kind of talks in like a mix of like alien language and English. And, he kind of does whatever the plot needs him to do, but I don't care because he's really cool. Yeah. And so far, we have only had, like, Maul is a legacy character, obviously. There's another, like, one of his lieutenants who I think is from the Clone Wars, but that's it. Like, we really haven't had any other legacy characters in the show thus far. Now, saying that, in the trailers, we know that 2 of the Inquisitors are showing up. Marok, who was in Ahsoka, and then I don't remember his name. I call him Bird Mask from Tales of the Jedi. He's the Inquisitor that Ahsoka kills at the very end. So we know they're showing up, but I'm like, you know, as far as cameos go, they're pretty low level. As far, you know, cameos and legacy characters, like, they're still relatively new characters. Most people wouldn't know who they are, and they don't have like a ton of, like, they're more just aura farming, to be honest. Like, they're cool, like, they look really cool, but they don't have, like, a lot of personality or a lot of, like, I don't know, gravitas or anything. But, you know, especially considering where we are in the timeline, it's like, we could have a whole shitload of characters show up, you know, prequels characters, original trilogy characters, you know, Palpatine, Vader, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at some point in the show. But, I think if they end up getting multiple seasons, I think we will see either Sidious or Vader show up. But for right now, I think season 1 is going to end with Devin converting to the dark side, becoming Maul's apprentice, and she is going to kill her master, Master Daki, which is why I'm like, we rarely see a master and an apprentice both survive Order 66 together. Usually, the masters sacrifice themselves so their apprentices, their Padawans, could get away. Or they were masters and they didn't have Padawans like Obi-Wan and Yoda. It was just them, and so they were able to get away without having to worry about a Padawan to save. So it's very rare that we've seen both a master and a Padawan survive Order 66 together. And I'm guessing that the reason why is because she's going to have to kill Master Daki to prove that she's really a Sith or Darkseid user. Yeah, I really like the setting. Janix, it's this kind of Blade Runner-esque sort of city where it's like both futuristic but also really grimy. We get to see like different parts of it, which is very different from how they did it in the Bad Batch, where the Bad Batch, you know, they're going to different planets like all the time. Like, yeah, they did have some they revisited frequently and some they used as like bases of operation, but for the most part, like, we were going to different planets pretty much every episode. But it's really nice that we get to stay with one planet and one town, one city, one community the whole time, because we get to see the effects of the Empire on just one, you know, like the police captain and his family. So we haven't seen much of that yet in the first 4 episodes, but I'm guessing we will get more of that. But just the potential of, yeah, seeing the effects of this part of the timeline on the average citizen, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. So far, I would give it a B. Yeah, I don't think it's, like, amazing, but I like it, and I want to keep watching the episodes as they come out. You know, again, I was planning to just kind of binge watch it all at once all the episodes were out, but now I'm like, no, I'm fine with this. And they're dropping 2 episodes at a time, which also really helps. So, We'll be through it in the next like month basically. So yeah, Maul Shadow Lord. I'm curious to see what happens in the 6 remaining episodes. But so far I like it. And it's also, just as a Star Wars animation fan, you can really tell like how much the animation style has improved from the Clone Wars, especially. Like you can really see it. But even just from the Bad Batch, which was like 2 years ago, like the texturing, the lighting, the way some people move, like especially the fight scenes, like obviously it's very different from the Bad Batch in that respect because they didn't have really like lightsaber wielders or like a lot of hand-to-hand combat. It was mostly firefights, gunfights. So this is very different in that respect. So yeah, Maul Shadow Lord. Check it out, I guess, if you want. I'll check in with you guys next time about something. Maybe Star Wars, maybe not. But whenever all the episodes of Maul Shadow Lord are out, I will check back in with you guys about that. Until then, keep it real, nerds. Bye.
Thanks, Corinne.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
I haven't either. I keep on meaning to, and then I don't.
I don't have Disney Plus, so I just can't.
You don't?
Yeah.
Mine is lumped in, so I got rid of cable completely. So I got Hulu Plus Live TV that includes ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, and I pay the extra so I don't have commercials.
Wow, Mr. Moneybags over here.
Yeah, no. So all 3 of them bundled together with no commercials is $89 a month. When I had cable, just cable from Xfinity, it was $200.
Yep.
So I only keep Hulu Plus Live TV for I like sports, so I can watch sports, and I like American Pickers and Aerial America. I think they're really the only shows I watch. But yeah, by bundling all of that together, still having TV, internet. So my internet is $90 a month, so it's $170 for everything. Then I get a $25 discount every month because I have Xfinity Mobile. So, and then it's so funny when I went to Xfinity because they weren't having the Rockies on there and all this stuff. And I remember I asked the guy, I said, "Dude, I just want sports." And I said, "What should I do?" He said, "Cancel." And I said, "I appreciate your honesty." He says, "Yeah." And so my Xfinity Mobile, I have unlimited for myself, my wife, and my kid. I think it's $110 a month, but that's with me having an iPhone and my wife having an iPhone, so it's still like way cheaper than everything else. So yeah, I get it. Everything's expensive, and you have to have a subscription to everything, and it sucks.
Yeah. No, I'll pick up Disney Plus at some point.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I've heard good things about it. It's kind of interesting. Do you think that George Lucas has regret for cutting him in half at the end of Phantom Menace?
No, I think it's been someone else picking up the ball and running with it with that issue. I think has been creative.
Yeah.
Like if he'd just been stabbed like Qui-Gon and just like came back and he was fine, and be less interesting to me.
Yeah, because he makes an appearance in Solo too.
It's true.
Yeah. So he's kind of outlived his quick death.
But it makes sense because, like when the lightsaber cuts you, it like cauterizes everything.
Yeah.
So.
And, I think that scene is so popular too because Duel of the Fates is so awesome. And the music, the fight's badass. The rest of the movie is whatever, but. And his design, he really kind of outlasted his appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks, Corinne. It's on my queue, but then I get distracted and I watch The Simpsons and Futurama. And I've been rewatching What We Do in the Shadows, and, probably not. I should be helping, but, if I watch the new stuff, then, the Disney streamer stuff wins. And I want to, keep the old stuff going.
Right. With our booth coming up, I'm probably going to get Prime again, so that's my chance to catch up on The Boys.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new season of that either.
They're doing a theatrical of the final episode, so I want to check that out, like I did Stranger Things.
Yeah, it seems like The Boys show, too, has kind of lapped the comic book as terms of people liking it.
Yeah, which I don't know. I'm fine with that. And like this whole thing with Marvel, like I feel like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has basically become like its own comic book.
Mm-hmm.
So the fans need to like adhere to like, oh, well, it was like this in the comics, doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I wish they would just take the ball and run with like, okay, let's just build from the Infinity Saga onward. And like, there's no reason to like, oh, we got to adapt this thing that people love or.
Yeah, and I think I remember our old friend Corinne, old who, Cora. Sorry.
Yeah.
I remember she gave me the trade for The Boys, and she says really good. And I read it, and I said, "Oh, it's pretty good." I mean, it's not my kind of cup of tea, but I think the show's pretty cool.
Yeah, the fact that it's been like mirroring our present day rather than focusing on the book as much.
Yeah.
Is sadly like so needed right now. Like that's something Star Trek used to do. It's just like tell stories about our real lives, but like in the lens of space in the future. It's I don't see that like out on TV a lot anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
This week, Brad, we saw The Drama. Do you recommend Zendaya's latest?
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't love it. I think the question that the movie presents, which like is a spoilery thing, was fascinating. Like, it really like I tried to put myself in their shoes and answer that question of like, how would I react to this if that was me? And it really like made me think. Everything else after that is just kind of like, I don't know. I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
It's funny in places. It's interesting in places, but like it wasn't like something I loved. But it was like just an interesting thing to watch for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I thought the question was very interesting, and I think it did have you question character choices, and as they reveal more of the big reveal, you start empathizing with different characters more. And yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think it was a good movie. I don't know how many times I would revisit it.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to say, I saw it twice.
Oh.
Because the first time
You fell asleep?
I watched all the way past that reveal, fell asleep, and then woke up at the finale where all the shit's like culminating, going down. And so I had this image of like what filled in that space, and when I watched the second time fully awake, I was like, oh, that's how we got there. That's completely different than what I imagined, because it totally changes the perspective of how I perceived Zendaya the first time at the end. As like the first time I said, I didn't picture her as a victim by the end of the movie, and the second time I was like, oh, Robert Pattinson's the villain.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah.
Here's a trailer for The Drama.
Ready and turn. Nice.
The wedding is this Saturday. What stories are you gonna do?
What do you mean, my speech?
Are you gonna use the first time we met?
Yes.
Okay, what about the first date?
Yeah, of course.
Fuck.
You don't have to do a speech.
So you're saying Charlie is your first
Love? Yeah.
first love or your first crush?
Both, I think. Wait, is that insane?
At 30?
So I want to say this thing about her laugh. You know how it's very cute, but it's also kind of like
Propulsive even.
All right, so before we got married, we did this thing where we said the worst thing we've ever done.
Okay. I'll tell mine if we all do it. Promise?
What did you do?
This dog.
Beer bottles and porn.
you left him there overnight.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing I've ever done?
Okay,
Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
Order an Uber.
Emma, what the fuck?
Am I sensing some nerves? Remember, you know each other really well.
You have to stop thinking about it.
Can't just say stop thinking.
So you are thinking about it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I am thinking about it now.
How can you even trust her?
You're being incredibly hypocritical.
I never said he was mentally disabled.
Yes, you did. You said he was slow. You said he was slow. Emma, true love is complicated. Sorry, I was just trying to do your stupid joke thing. It's about acceptance, radical acceptance.
Why are you acting like you've never done anything bad? What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Just, there's some drama. It's very funny.
The drama follows the meet cute of I'm gonna get their characters, and I have an easy way to do this instead of me just guessing. If I go to Letterboxd and I type in the drama, you know what it'll do, Brad? It'll let me know who the characters are in it.
Oh, like IMDb does.
Yes.
I think it's Eve, right?
Is it? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's Emma.
Emma
and Charlie. So we start the film where they're getting married, and Charlie is writing his vows, and
he's running them by his friend, who's the best man, I think.
Yeah, and so it takes us back to when they had their meet cute. That's what the kids say now. And she's in a coffee house, Emma, and Charlie sees her reading this book, so he takes a picture and quickly looks it up
while she's distracted.
Yeah, on Goodreads, and
pretends to have read it.
Yeah,
to talk to her. And when she's ignoring him, he just thinks she's just blowing him off. And then we learned that she's deaf on that side of her, on her ear, on her right side. And their relationship... And she's listening to music on the other one.
Yeah. And the relationship just grows from there. And it's all cute. And her best friend, or her friend, Rachel and Mike are married. And they're the maid of honor and the best man. And that they're at some wine tasting at the place they're getting married.
They're taking advantage of it, too.
And it's in the trailer, but they say, hey, what's the worst thing you've done as a person?
Yeah, the conversation starts with their friends. They get to that point. I forget why they bring it up, but he's like, I'm not going to tell my worst thing unless you guys do too. Yeah. So eventually it comes around to...
Yeah, so Charlie his
and Emma.
Is... Because you're right, you kind of teased it at the opening where you're saying, oh, he's kind of the oh, look at me, I'm kind of the funny English guy. The worst thing I did, I can't remember because it's so...
It wasn't that bad.
No.
Oh, he bullied someone online when he was young.
Yeah, he was a bully online, that's right.
Yeah.
And then they get to Emma, and then Emma tells them that she was planning a school shooting. And it's... Right away, it takes this turn because her friend says that her cousin got shot.
And she's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, and it's... You know how she feels about that, so she's so disgusted. And all of them have this really unusual reaction to it because she kind of gets ostracized, saying, I can't believe you would think that. That's...
Like, you didn't just think it, you planned it.
Yeah. And that's why she's deaf in her ear. She gave a different reason. I can't remember what she said first. I think she said it was like a birth. She had an issue at birth or something.
Yeah.
But that's the real reason she has hearing loss is she fired a rifle without protection and it made her lose her hearing. And so Charlie is really kind of coming unraveled by this. He's thinking, is she going to kill him?
Yeah.
Because there's actually that great scene after they kind of have this fight after the night before, and there's this awkwardness when they go to their pictures. There's this really, I think it's a funny scene where she has a knife and he's afraid she's going to stab him with it. And then the movie is interesting because you think that they would make Emma the bad guy. I can't believe you thought this. And then as it starts unfolding and you see how she became,
yeah, she explains that, she had moved to this happened when she was like 13 or 14.
Yeah, and
She had
she's a
moved-
military kid.
Yeah, so she moved into the school where they show you like her getting like she was bullied, like the kids there treated her horribly, and she was at a low point, and so like that's what drove her to like want to seek revenge on them by doing the school shooting, but like in the process she found another outlet and moved on from it.
Yeah, because the day she was planning to do it, one of her classmates got shot and killed at a mall.
Yeah,
and they had this
group came together
Yeah.
to support that, like those people, and they roped her into it.
And she realized that maybe these people aren't so bad, and that they may have done horrible things, but what she was going to do would be way worse. And so not only does she not do it, she actually becomes an advocate for prevention of gun violence and works really hard with it. And for some reason, her fiance, who kind of comes off later as like this spineless piece of shit, and her friend are just horrible people to her. And it brings up interesting questions, I think, and it makes you think, what if one of my friends said that to me? And I don't think I would have the reaction they would, because, mental health takes on so many forms. And that she was able to overcome that is really interesting. And then you also learn, so, her friend, her maid of honor, she's also, I don't forget the word, but her cousin isn't that close with her, as we find out later. And so she kind of just makes what happened to her cousin her problem or her issue. And so she, I don't know the right way to say it, but
it's like a stolen valor thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because Charlie meets the cousin out on the street, and the cousin says, I mean, I guess she's my, we're close. But, and then Charlie tries to hook up with his coworker.
Yeah, he works in a museum.
Yeah.
Cataloging things or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like so emotionally distraught that he like breaks down and sort of takes advantage of her.
Yeah. And then there's that weird thing that they have that all comes to head at the wedding. Yeah. And I think her maid of honor is the real villain of the movie, because, she does that.
She really blows it out of proportion.
Yeah. And then, Charlie doesn't cope well. And Mike is really the only guy who tries to be the
mediator.
Yeah. The voice of reason for everybody. And it just doesn't work. And then, I mean, what he does at the wedding, he fights the boyfriend of the woman he almost cheated with at work. Emma runs away, understandably so.
Yeah, she's like humiliated.
Yeah, and
because like the maid of honor gives a speech that like calls her out, like not directly, but it's like, I don't know, like this two-faced.
Yeah,
like all the other people in the room probably think she's being like genuine or something, but everything she's saying is completely meant to be a dig at her.
Correct.
And then they also have leading up to the wedding, like they're out on the street. I think this is even before like she reveals that she was thinking about the shooting. They run into like the DJ.
Oh yeah.
And they think she's smoking crack or heroin.
Something, yeah.
And so most of the movie goes by until she actually shows up, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, we think we saw you doing this." And then that whole argument like just goes up the wrong way.
Yeah.
They fire her, and they get this other guy to come in who's like,
who's pretty funny.
Yeah, but he's like a total nerd who's like telling you stuff that like doesn't help the situation at all.
Yeah, it's and the last choice of Emma sitting back down with him, I'm not a fan of.
Like she should have
just left.
Yeah,
because I don't like how she was treated.
Well, I thought it was cute because like they had the whole thing of like, in the meet cute, they're like, "Do you want to start over?"
Yeah.
So he does the whole bit again now that she knows he's there, and then, they spent that whole scene saying like, "Oh, what do we want to do after the wedding?" And they made the plan to go meet at that diner and hang out like an Oscar after party. So it's cool that she showed up and she treated him like she didn't know him first, and so it's like, oh yeah, it's a callback to the beginning.
Yeah.
But I guess in real life, yeah, she probably should have just like not done that.
Yeah. I get it, though. I will say, though, that the chemistry between the two is really good. She's in so many movies this year. Because she's in The Odyssey coming up, then she's in Spidey, and then she's in Dune.
She was in something else a couple months ago, I think.
I can't remember. She's really good, though.
Huh.
I've always enjoyed watching her. She definitely has a charisma about her, and Robert Pattinson, he's really matured from being in Twilight.
Oh yeah.
He's always really interesting on screen, and I mean Twilight's really not his fault. I mean it is what it is, but yeah, it's a fascinating movie. It makes you question a lot.
Yeah, like I said, I was sitting there going like, yeah, if my friends revealed that, like, I would probably be like, well, you didn't go through with it, so
yeah.
I'm sure everyone thinks about it. Like, if you're a writer and you're trying to write a story, you've thought about it.
Yeah.
And how it would work. So at least just the follow through that matters, which she didn't.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And what she did after, and it's mental health that she got stronger and a more rounded person, I think is kind of a cool thing. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, I don't know if it's a movie that I would necessarily
seek out.
Maybe at one point if it's, $10, I might get it again. But it probably won't be. It's an A24 movie, and they always, I mean, they're nice. They make them like Criterions, so.
Yeah. It'll be $30 for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the drama. We watch stuff throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Uh-oh. I said I'd have this ready.
Yeah, I know. And
my phone locked up.
You lying sack of monkey poo.
Gosh. I think we've talked about The Shining before. I watched Dazed and Confused for the first time. Yeah, the music is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like the soundtrack for that movie is great. But it's such here's a night in the life of movie. Yeah, that was about it. Like I didn't really care about like anyone's. There is a main arc of like Jeremy London or the other London.
Yeah.
About him like not playing football or whatever. But that's like 5% of the movie. and McConaughey's not in it that much.
No, but he's made an impression.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, it's one of those movies.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that a lot of people like, and then when you actually see it, you go, okay, it's there. Yep.
I also watched Over Your Dead Body. It was a Monday mystery movie. Is that a movie we're doing?
Yeah.
For the weekend? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like totally lost track of our movie lineup. What'd you watch?
So I only watched a couple things. The coolest thing I watched, have you seen Over the Garden Wall?
Never even heard of it.
So I had never really heard of it either, because I go on to Blu-ray.com all the time. It popped out that it was coming out on Blu-ray. Never been on Blu-ray in the United States, and it was a Cartoon Network event from I think it's 10 years ago. Let me look. 2014. So it stars Elijah Wood, and he has a little brother. And the first episode is they're lost in the woods, and they meet this woodsman who's played by Christopher Lloyd, and it's just a little cartoon, and each episode is 10 minutes long, and there's 10 of them, so you get through it really quick, and it's fucking brilliant. Each episode, so they're trying to get home, but you're kind of transported into this spooky, dark world where they go to... so they're trying to get home, And as they're going home, they just stumble across this place that has people with pumpkins for heads. And they all have song and they dance. And there's this overarching theme throughout it that kind of plays out as the miniseries goes along. The music is awesome. It's animated beautifully. It has a lot of great actors in it. The second one's a favorite episode of mine. And I love this other episode where they meet this girl, and she is cleaning the house for her aunt who's a witch. And there's a twist in it. And it's just so well done. It is a fucking beautiful show. It's something I watched for the first time and got sucked in immediately. And that it goes so quick. You want it to keep going, but also it tells a complete story, so it doesn't need to be any more. So I loved the show. And yeah, I already watched it twice because they have commentaries on it. And the commentary is really good. It's really the brainchild of this one guy who did Adventure Time after it. And yeah, it's really great. I think everybody should see it. I also I buckled down and I got the Mega Man series on Blu-ray. It took me a while to get it just because I didn't know about standard definition on Blu-ray.
80s, 90s Mega Man series?
Yeah, the one where it's Super Fighting Robot Mega Man. And I used to watch it every morning before I went to school. And I totally forgot that a lot of, I think it's, which one is it? It's Lightman. He talks like this. And they all have this kind of...
Playing, Bosty, playing.
Yeah. And, there's Cuts Man and, Mega Man. I still say Sizzling Circuits. And I didn't know. So the box art's really cool. It's like a Nintendo box art. And on the back, it doesn't say special features at all. But when you put in the disc, there's tons of special features.
Nice.
And the presentation is really nice. Yeah, the show looks fine. And my guess is they probably can't put it on Blu-ray is because maybe it's on film. Because I know a lot of those shows were shot on VHS or they were recorded on VHS.
Well, I got the Toxic Avengers cartoon show on Blu-ray, so I'm like, come on. Like Transformers, He-Man, Mega Man, Turtles, all can make it to Blu-ray. No excuse.
Yeah. But I was pleasantly surprised that there's tons of special features, and they actually took time on the Blu-ray in standard definition. There's commentaries. There's a making of. They have robot files on it. And, I think it comes with 27 episodes, and I think it was like $27.
$1 an episode.
Yeah. So, I thought it was fun. Yeah, and that's what I watched this week.
Cool.
Next week, we are seeing The Mummy. Actually, I guess I should say Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Yeah.
Very important that you say that. Yeah. Until next time, I'll see you at the movies.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it.